They didn't announce it when the cameras were rolling. They didn't frame it as history in the making. But deep inside Kingston, construction plans were already redrawing one of the Caribbean's most important national symbols. And what's coming next explains why silence was the first move. The National Stadium isn't just being upgraded, it's being reimagined from its foundations upward. What looks like a simple redevelopment hides a far more complex shift in identity, ambition, and global positioning. This is not happening in isolation, and it's not happening slowly by accident. Every change connects to something much larger than sport itself. And by the time the full picture becomes clear, the original meaning of this place will no longer fit the future it's being built for. To truly understand that, you first have to picture where this story begins, long before any change, long before any discussion of transformation, when the foundation of everything was still quietly in place. Right in the heart of Kingston sits Independence Park, a place that is not just a venue, but a living memory of the country's modern history, a space where time seems to layer itself over every corner. Inside it stands the National Stadium, a structure that has quietly witnessed generations come and go, each leaving behind echoes that still seem to linger in the air. To an outsider, it might look like a simple sports ground, defined only by its physical structure and open fields. But to Jamaica, it carries a weight that goes far beyond sport, something deeper, something tied to identity, memory, and national pride. This is where national pride has risen and fallen in real time, where careers were born in a matter of seconds on the track, and where football matches turned into national events that united people across every corner of the island. Entire crowds have shared moments here that later became part of the country's identity, remembered long after the final whistle or finish line. Built in 1962, the same year Jamaica gained independence, it holds around 35,000 people and has served as the main stage for athletics, football, ceremonies, and some of the most important cultural gatherings in the nation, becoming a central point where celebration and history often meet. But over time, something subtle began to happen. The stadium did not disappear from relevance, nor did it lose its place in memory. It simply stopped matching the scale of the world around it, as newer expectations, larger stages, and modern standards began to shift what people believed a national venue should represent. And that gap is where this story begins to change direction, slowly revealing a deeper question that goes beyond construction or renovation. Because what is happening now is not just about fixing aging infrastructure. It is about evolving a symbol that has been frozen in time, and deciding how something so deeply rooted in history can continue to stand with meaning in a world that keeps moving forward. In moments like this, the stadium becomes more than concrete and structure. It becomes a reflection of how a nation sees itself, how it remembers its past, and how it chooses to move into the future without losing the essence of what shaped it. Every stand, every field, and every empty seat carries traces of everything that once filled them. And as time continues to move forward, the question is no longer whether change is needed, but how that change can happen without erasing the meaning already embedded within the space. Because in places like this, history is not something left behind. It is something still unfolding, quietly influencing what comes next, even as the world around it continues to evolve beyond recognition over time, steadily unfolding. Underneath its familiar structure lies something deeper, a history that is not written in documents, but in moments. Statues of sprinting legends stand nearby, reminders of Jamaica's dominance on the world stage in track and field. Names that changed global athletics forever are tied to this exact ground. And even outside sport, cultural icons are embedded into the space, reinforcing that this is not just a stadium. It is a national stage in every sense of the word, but even symbols have limits. And eventually, every landmark faces the same question. Do you preserve it exactly as it is, or do you risk changing it to survive the future? That is where things take a turn. Because in 2027, a full redevelopment begins that will reshape the National Stadium from the inside out. At first, it sounds simple. Modern upgrades, better facilities, more comfort for fans and athletes. But the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes that this is not a simple improvement project. It is a complete redesign of purpose. Capacity will shift, but not in the way people expect. The stadium will move from roughly 35,000 seats to around 37,500 for sporting events, a careful increase, not a reckless expansion. But for concerts and large-scale events, the number rises dramatically, reaching up to 50,000 people. That single detail reveals something important. This stadium is no longer being designed for one identity. It is being built for multiple futures at once. And then comes the most visually striking change of all. A massive sweeping roof structure designed to cover around 90% of the seating area. This is not just an architectural addition, it changes the entire experience of the stadium. Imagine watching a world-class sprint final or a football match while protected from the elements, yet still inside a space that feels open, connected, and alive. But here is where the design philosophy becomes interesting. Nothing about this transformation is meant to erase what already exists. In fact, one of the most important decisions is to preserve the stadium's iconic overhanging arch. A structure that has defined its silhouette for decades will remain untouched. So the challenge becomes almost philosophical. How do you modernize a national symbol without stripping away the identity people emotionally attach to it? That tension sits at the center of the entire project. And it is not just an engineering challenge, it is an emotional one. Because this stadium is not just concrete and steel, it is memory, it is pride, it is recognition of everything Jamaica has achieved on the world stage, but the next phase of the plan pushes even further beyond sentiment. Inside the upgraded stadium, international standard facilities will be introduced, fully aligned with FIFA and World Athletics requirements. This is a crucial shift because it changes the type of events Jamaica can host. No longer just regional competitions or local matches, but fully certified international tournaments at the highest level. New anti-doping facilities will bring it in line with global athletic regulations. Premium VIP lounges will cater to international visitors and high-profile events. A modern sports museum will document and showcase Jamaica's athletic legacy in a way that connects past achievements to future generations. Even the surrounding infrastructure is being rethought, with improved access routes and multi-level parking designed to handle far larger crowds without breaking the flow of the city around it. But beneath all of this lies a much bigger motive. This is not just about upgrading a stadium. It is about upgrading perception. Because infrastructure is never just infrastructure, it is a message. And the message here is that Jamaica is preparing to operate on a larger global stage than ever before. The scale of investment reflects that ambition. Over $100 million is being directed into this transformation. And during construction alone, more than 14,000 jobs are expected to be created, directly and indirectly. That number matters because it shows this is not only a sports project, it is an economic engine. A temporary surge in employment that also builds long-term capability in construction, engineering, operations, and tourism support. But even that raises a deeper question. Why is this happening at this moment in time? The answer connects directly to Jamaica's global identity. For decades, the country has been one of the most dominant forces in sprinting and track and field, a small island producing some of the fastest athletes the world has ever seen. Generations of talent have emerged from schools, training grounds, and local competitions that consistently outperform expectations on the world stage. But there has always been a gap. The athletes reached the global level. The infrastructure did not fully follow. And that mismatch is what this project is designed to correct. Because talent without support eventually hits a ceiling. But talent supported by world-class infrastructure can redefine an entire sport. Still, one of the most complex parts of the entire redevelopment has nothing to do with design or money. It is logistics. The stadium cannot simply shut down for years. It is too central to national events. Competitions like the famous Boys and Girls Championships must continue. Cultural and sporting calendars cannot be paused. So the solution is phased construction. The stadium will remain partially operational while sections are upgraded step by step. Nearby facilities such as Stadium East will temporarily take on additional pressure to support athletes and events during the transition. This creates a rare situation. A national landmark is being rebuilt while still in use, a balancing act between progress and continuity that very few projects ever attempt at this scale. And it adds another layer of complexity that makes this redevelopment even more significant. Because this is not just construction, It is a live transformation. And when it is completed between 2027 and 2029, the result will not simply be a larger stadium. It will be a smarter, more globally integrated, multi-purpose arena capable of hosting events that were previously out of reach. Which brings everything back to a final set of questions. What happens when Jamaica's most important sporting stage finally matches the level of the athletes who have represented it on the world stage? Does it attract new international attention? Does it transform tourism and global events? Does it push Jamaican athletics into an even more dominant era? Or does it trigger something even larger across the country's sporting and cultural landscape? Because at this point, it is no longer just about a stadium in Kingston. It is about what it represents. A shift from national pride contained in one structure to national ambition projected onto the world. And when the final panel is installed and the last section of seating is complete, something subtle but powerful will change. Kingston will no longer just host a stadium. It will host a statement about where Jamaica has been and where it is now trying to go. And perhaps the biggest question is still unanswered. When the world finally steps inside the rebuilt national stadium, will Jamaica still be chasing greatness? Or will it already be setting the pace for everyone else? Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more deep documentary stories like this.